Welcome back to the Chaos, everyone. ChaosEclipse here. We are back on World of Warcraft Classic. Oh shit. Actually, World of Warcraft Classic Anniversary. The Burning Crusade. You can see we're in Chat City right here. So this, I think I showed you guys Chat City. So we're not going to go over it. I was going to, but never mind because I think I already showed it to you guys. So you have these portals here that lead back to the main area. We do have our hearth up, which is set here to the Scryer's Tower, which is over here. Um, we're actually going to go back to Darnassus. I have not hit the level that I wanted. Today is technically Sunday. It is the 8th. And as you guys can see, I'm only level 63. Not going to lie. I've been slacking. Oh, kind of. I've been slacking a little bit. And then I've also been doing other things, both in and out of the game. What I mean by that is, so as far as in the game, as you guys know, I did backtrack and I went to level up my mining. So we're at 320 right now. Right now, the only extra thing we can get is fell iron. Smelting doesn't do anything for us, though. However, the bars are selling for more than the ore, so that's a plus. Keep in mind, these are prices from yesterday. I haven't scanned the auction house today. I just now logged in. Um, and then at 325, we'll be able to learn to do adamantite. Is it adamantite? I think it's adamantite. Sounds right. Sounds like the Wolverine thing. I don't know if that's the same thing or not, or maybe I'm just getting them mixed up. Anyway, I'm pretty sure it's adamantite. And then I think when you're doing the adamantite, it could also be wrong about this, but I don't know if you guys have noticed. No. I'm actually wrong. I'm thinking of jewel crafting. Anyway, that's the other thing that I mean by doing stuff in game. If you look at my jewel crafting here, we're at 312. So I did go back. Well, I didn't really go back. I started leveling the jewel crafting along with the mining. The other day when I got the mining to 300, the jewel crafting was still at like 270 something, but I did learn these, which actually lets you turn the gems into actual worthy gems. So this is basically like having an ore, and then you, like, so to speak, smelt the ore to get the bar. That's basically what this is. So you get a gem, and then you cut the gem, so to speak, and it adds stats. And then these stats are then added to gear that can be socketed for basically level 61 and up. Because I think it's rare, but I do think there is gear there that you can get at level 61. Anyway, we are level 63. The only new thing that I actually got is the. Oh, look at that. And we actually have more. So the only new thing that I technically got at the moment is the a thing called MAME, and I did talk to you guys about that. I don't know if you remember what it is, but I will show it to you in a second. Let me just make sure we're switching everything here. Rejuvenation, and then the Ferocious Bite should already be different, which is right here. Rank 6, yeah. So the only new thing we got is this one here. It is called MAME. If you look at it here in the tree, here it is right here. You can see it works just like the rip. The only difference is this also stuns them. So instead of just putting a bleed on them, which is what this one does, don't get me wrong, the rip is still stronger if you're looking at DPS. However, if you're fighting like a mage or a warlock and you see that they're about to cast something, or even an NPC and you see they're about to cast something, you can use the MAME, which still does damage over time. But if you read it there, it also interrupts their what's it called? It incapacitates the target, but it interrupts like any spell casting or anything like that. And then once you do this, your character technically stops attacking, because if you read that, what is it, the second line there, it says any directly damaging attack will revive the target. It doesn't mean that it's going to bring them back to life. It'll just mean that they can now interact again. So if you max this out, if you get the 5-point combo and you do the MAME, you're expecting them to stay stunned for 6 seconds. However, if you put any damage on them, or if you're fighting like in a PvP group and someone else damages them, it's like a sap. They automatically are able to attack again if someone does damage to them. So this is more for like, oh shit, I need to pop out of my my healing or whatever, or pop out of my form and do some healing. Now you don't have to actually wait for the like, you don't have to cast the bark skin and all that, unless you're fighting multiple mobs, and probably yeah. But if you're fighting one mob, and if it is a player or an NPC, you can do that. However, be aware that if it is a player and if you stun them, they still can cast this over here on the right. Horde has one of these too. It removes all movement and parrying effects and effects which causes loss of control of your character. So if they have this available, they can still use it. You can see there it does have a 5-minute cooldown, but they can still use it and still get out of that. Now, I do think there are other classes that have things that let them automatically get out of stuff like that too, but I'm not 100% sure on that because, as you guys know, I don't play other classes. But anyway, we are here in Darnassus. As you guys just seen, I came back here because you can see, like I said, we're at level 63. However, we can now buy our epic mount. And I'm way behind on the epic mount because actually, I don't shit. What did I just spend money on? Did I just buy something? Oh, there's no way repairing my armor took 10 gold from me. No way. What just took 10 gold? I had 600 gold before coming here. And I repaired. I didn't buy anything. I only repaired. That is crazy. So evidently repairing took 10 of my gold. I thought it said 2, but something took 10. I don't know what it was. I don't think it costs money to go through the portals or anything. Do I can sell this, but that's not going to get us much. That's only going to get 86 silver. I can put those in the auction house, but that's not going to be right away. I don't really have anything to sell technically. See, we have this. I mean, I could use it. I really don't like the Rams though. Here, we'll put our other mount in there. I'll just go ahead and leave that in there because we're not going to end up selling it right now. Yeah. So so here's the thing: the mount, because we are only with Darnassus, we are only revered. If I knew a quick way to get experience with them, I think maybe. See, I don't know if that's going to be even worth it because I don't know if it'll actually work. You want to be exalted when you're buying anything expensive from a town, and we're going to actually buy the riding skill, the 150 riding skill. There is the cloth turner thing over here, which of course it says additional rune cloth because, as you guys know, I've already done it. Like I've already done all of them up to rune cloth. I do think that it will give me reputation, but I don't know if buying that amount of rune cloth will actually help me or hurt me because obviously I have to go and buy the rune cloth, so I'm going to be wasting gold, and I don't know how much it's going to take off. So buying this, as you can see, is going to cost us 510. However, buying the actual mounts, I believe they're 90. Oh, they're 85, so it's a little bit cheaper, but that's still not enough because buying 510, that's only going to leave us with 80. We're going to be short 5 gold. We can't buy the epic mount. They don't have a night saber. Oh yeah. Nope, that's a mist saber. They don't have a night saber like this. That's black. That's one of these. I mean, they have the war mount thingy, but I don't have the marks for it. Yeah, see, I sold all this stuff. I don't know how I lost gold. That's interesting. So, I mean, like I said, we can go ahead and buy this. Yeah, 510. We're at 590. So go ahead and do that. Now, the funny thing is, I'm doing this, which gives us 150 riding skill. However, there's actually one more higher than this now because we're a higher, or we're in a higher tier bracket now. But maybe I can't even buy that till 70. I don't know. I know 68 we can get our flying form, but that's also going to cost money. Oh, that's what I spent the money on. The skills we just bought. The 3 skills. 3 skills took 10 gold. But anyway, so now we can use this. Like I said, it looks funny with a night elf on the charger because the charger looks small, the RAM, and the night elf's kind of big, but it is going to be faster for us. I mean, I guess we're going to have to use it because I'm not gonna not use it. We just paid for it, you know. Um, so yeah, I guess we're just going to end up using it. Oh, you know what? I never did either. It wouldn't be here though, would it? There should be level 70 PvP gear, not the arena gear. There should be level 70 PvP gear that you can buy with Marks and Honor, which I have Marks and Honor. The honor we have is still actually it's probably I would say it's probably higher than 11,000 now because I did do a little bit of PvP. And then the marks we used to have 100 of those. Looks like 15 of the War Song and 2 of the Arathi. Yeah, I need at least 30 of each. I'm not going and doing that. We're going to be wasting more time. And then, oh, you know what? How much do these sell for? Only 59 silver. That's 1 gold. That's silver. Yeah, see, that wouldn't, I don't think that would be enough either. That's 1, 2, here. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. It'd be enough. Because these aren't really selling. The price keeps dropping on them too, and every time I put them back in there, I'm actually losing gold by doing it. So here, let's just take all. Close that. The citrine, whatever it is, these I'll save because I can use them for jewel crafting. So I'll throw those back in there, and then the rest I can go and sell to the vendor, like a random vendor. Actually, I can do it over there. I can sell it directly to the person we get the mount from. Like I said, I don't mind the RAM, but it's kind of annoying. You can hear the hooves, and then obviously I do want one of those bad boys, and I think that's the Mist Saber right there. In fact, let me see that. Where'd you go, buddy? There you are. Is that the Mist Saber? Swift Storm Saber. It doesn't look bad. I don't know if there's a way to see the sabers like the way it looks. You know what I mean when you pull it out. They might be sitting over here. Yeah, they are. So it's only 2 of them though. So there is. Let me jump off this mount thing. I think that might be the Mist Saber there. It's a Frost Saber. And then there's a Storm Saber. They don't have the other one out. Oh yeah, they do right here. Yeah, the Mist Saber. So yeah, I'm probably gonna get the Mist Saber here. It's like a grayish color. I wish, which I think eventually they do, or maybe it's the Black War Mount. You see these like the gem that's on the armor here. I wanted one that has red on it, and I do think that that's the War Mount. But like I said, I don't have the marks for it. So let's open this up. Let's go ahead and sell the stuff that we just got from. And there we go. We're over our 85. And then now, which one? Mist Saber, right? Mist Saber. That was this one. Just double checking anything because it's a big purchase. Yeah, let's go ahead and get this one. There we go. And we're broke. We're down to 2 gold. We can switch these.
Go in peace.
Call out our bad boy here. And the only reason I'm doing this, like I know, like I said, it's obviously leaving us broke. Yeah, there we go. That's better. So the only reason I'm doing this is because it'll help us get around faster in Outlands since we can't fly or anything yet, and we still got 5 levels before we can even fly, and then even then we're not going to have the money probably to be able to buy it. So that's why we're doing this. But nope, not that. We're going to save these mounts because later, like I said, you do get a thing where you can just kind of put the mounts in there. We're going to switch that with that. There we go.
Good luck, Wraith.
In fact, we can actually go here. We're gonna go check Moonglade and see if that. I haven't seen it in a really long time, like since before the portals opened. Portal opened. So it might not even be there. Look at that, already a level 70. There actually was like 10 level 70s on the other day. If you do who, and you do 70, you can see. Damn. You can see all the people that are level 70. And I think I know how people were leveling way faster than me, and I completely forgot about it again. I'm pretty sure this happened the last time I played, and I was like, oh, I got to remember that if they ever do a classic again. Didn't remember it, but I'll show you guys when we get there. But for now, let's at least take a look here.
What
There's a
brings
person
you
here,
here?
so it's probably, yeah, I would say there's probably nothing in there at all. Yeah, those have been, like, I haven't seen any, like, even the Arcanite rod or whatever it's called, I haven't even seen that in there. So let's go back to Shatrath City. Shatrath City. And then we'll fly to Honorhold, and I'll show you. Well, actually, yeah, we'll fly to Honorhold, and I'll show you one of the things that I'm talking about. There's actually one thing here that helps too. I think there's one in every area, but don't quote me on that. For sure, I know there's one here. Well, not necessarily here in Shatrath City, but here in Terakar Forest, which, as you can see, this is where I'm questing right now. Over here, like I said, there are towers that go around here. Once there's, I think it's like 5 or 6 towers. Once you cap all 5 or 6 towers, it actually gives you a bonus of 5% XP on everything you're doing in the area. Kills, well, probably not quests. I don't think it works with quests, but it does work on kills. And obviously, a lot of the quests you have to kill stuff, so it definitely helps out. But that's a 5% bonus on your kills. And right there, I switched to cat form because if I would have made that jump and not in cat form, then I would have took a lot more damage. I don't know if it would have killed me, but I definitely would have took a lot more damage. There's someone with a flying mount already. Nice, congrats, dude. He's not even in our faction. It's a blood elf, but congrats. But yeah, that's the first flying mount that I've seen. Haven't seen any druids flying around, but for the most part, it's kind of rare anyway. Not that druids aren't hitting a 70 and getting their flying mount, because like I said, we get it at 68. But it's rare because most of us will just switch out of the form immediately. Like we don't fly around in the city in our bird form. Some people do, but it's pretty rare. Oh, I just seen. Oh, there it is. Adamantite. Yeah, so it is adamantite, but I can't get it yet. I need 325, and we're at 312. So, or no, is it? I think it's 315. Shit, now I don't remember. I don't know. 325 or 315. It might be 315. Or maybe that's rich. No. I'm thinking of. Oh, yeah. So it is 325. I was looking at the wrong thing. That was dual crafting. It is 325 then. Because I'm not there yet. I still need a couple more points, as you can see. I was looking at dual crafting. This is our mining. So yeah, 325. But anyway, what I was talking about is, so druids, obviously, if we're in our bird form or whatever, we don't stay in our bird form. Like, it's at this point in time, you can't really. I think even when you talk to an NPC, it automatically shapeshifts you out of it. Like it doesn't let you stay in the form. Eventually, I think they let you stay in the form even when you're talking to people or mining or anything like that. They let you do it in the actual form. However, right now in TBC, they do not. So the only way you're going to see a druid in his flight form is if you see him flying, which that's pretty rare too, because most of us, like I said, we don't fly low. At least not low enough, for people to see us, because that would mean that we're within your range, and if you're a horde or whatever, you can attack us. But most of us will just like fly from point A to point B, come out of it, and then we go into like our cat form or whatever form is faster, and we run. And then on top of that, we, like I said, when we're in town, we don't just fly around town in our flight form, because technically, even if you did do that when you're on the ground, like say you're skimming the ground in your flight form, because you can't walk in your, well, you can walk, you can't run in your flight form, you still fly. But when you're touching the ground, so to speak, like when you're hovering above the ground and you're flying, it takes you down to like a mount speed, and your flight form is faster when you go higher. So not like, oh, I'm at 100 feet, I'm going this fast, and oh, I'm at 200 feet, I'm going faster. Not like that. I just mean, if you're touching the ground while you're flying, you fly slower than when you're above the ground and not touching it. I hope that makes sense. Eventually, I'll be able to show you guys. But anyway, what I was talking about is, so you have this here, Hellfire Fortifications. We talked about this. This, you get your 3 marks, you get your, well, actually, it does, technically, this has nothing to do with it. It helps, but it has nothing to do with it, really. Let me explain. So, when you do this, they basically want you to fly over here, take these 3 towers back to back, Well, you don't have to take them back to back. You just have to capture all 3 towers. You come back, you turn it in, and you can see here you'll get 717 honor, and then you also get 3 marks. As you can see, I have 9 marks, so I've done it at least 3 times. And then that's also how I got the extra honor. There's been other stuff I've been doing. I have been killing a little bit of horde just out in the world, so I've gotten honor there. You can see I did 4 yesterday. But this overall gives you reputation for honor hold, which is this area here, like this keep. You can see even the name in the top right. This place is called honor hold. It's basically this little area. Now the honor hold, their reputation, if you look here, honor hold reputation, we're currently honored with them. If you come here
Need help?
and you look at, where is it at? Oh, is it not at this guy? Shit, who has it? It's not this guy. Fuck me, who does have it? There is, I don't know who the fuck has it.
Hey there.
Oh, it's this person. So with your five marks, if you get 5 marks, you can actually come and you can buy this. Honor hold favor. If you highlight that, you can see here in Hellfire Peninsula and in Hellfire Citadel, which is the raid in this area, it increases your honor hold reputation gained from killing monsters by 25% and experience gained by 5%, and it lasts 30 minutes. And it's a 1-second cooldown. So it's basically like a regular buff. So if you are questing an honor hold, the first thing you might want to do, or one of the first things you might want to do, is try to get 5 of these marks. If you can get 5 of these marks, you come here, you buy this. That is 5% extra honor on top of, or extra XP on top of all the missions you're doing in this area. Well, like I said, not for like the quest turn in. So if a quest gives you 1,000 reputation or 1,000 XP for turning in that quest, that will not be multiplied. However, the things you are killing in that quest, like say I do a quest where I have to come over here and kill like 5 of the demon lords or whatever they're called. Every time I kill one of those demon lords, that is where the 5% kicks in at, and it will do it for every single one of those demon lords as long as I have
What can I do for you?
this active. So it's a bonus and it does help. And then, like I was saying, over in this area with the towers here that you capture, it also gives you 5%. And then these towers are actually kind of a big thing. Now, I got screwed twice, and I'll explain that in a minute, but it's kind of a big thing because when you capture all 5 of the towers, I think it's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think it's 5 because there's 1 missing over here, like 2 missing over here. So I think it's 5. But anyway, when you capture all the towers in the area, they're just circling this thing here. What it does is it resets a timer at the top. It kind of looks like this, but it'll show 1 tower and it'll say how many towers you have or whatever. And then once all 5 are captured, it'll start a timer. That timer gives you 6 hours. So the Horde, if Alliance takes it, the Horde can't even capture those towers back for 6 hours. Now, the reason why I say I got screwed with this is because when I first came over here, I picked up all the quests here, and then I came down here and I started picking up the quests. When I came down this way, I picked up some quests here. I came over here. I grabbed some here. I think that's, yeah, there's one I'm still working on there. That other one I think popped up once I got level 63, and I just didn't go back there. But anyway, I started coming this way, picking up some quests and everything. When I got here, well, actually, when I came into this area where it's gray, I seen that we had the tower. We still had we had the towers like before I even got there. We still had like 3 hours. So when I was picking up these quests, I'm like, oh, cool, I'll have extra XP. Let me go ahead and start questing in this area. Well, I came over here and I came out of the gray area into this area to pick up the quests that were here. And then when I went back, it relayered me. We talked about layers. Layers basically the layer that you're in within the area you're in. So Hellfire Peninsula, I don't have the add-on anymore. I did delete it, but basically Hellfire Peninsula, well, everywhere period has 10 layers to it. So if you try to join someone in a party, they're not in the same layer. When you do join them, it should put you in the same layer, and then you can continue fighting from there. I think we talked about layers when we were trying to go through the portal because a lot of us couldn't get into the same layer and everything. But basically, there's 10 layers to the game. So like there might be like 20 people standing right here that I just can't see because they're in the other 9 layers. They're not in the layer that I'm in. Well, when it relayered me, going from here back into here, it put me into a layer where we didn't own the towers. And I was like, come on, man. Like that's 3 hours where I could have had 5 extra XP. So I started running down this way and I was looking at the top and I was like, oh, they only have it for an hour. So the time it took for me to run like here all the way down to here, pick up quests, there were quests over here. Actually, there still is some. But yeah, there's quests here that I picked up, and then I ran over here, picked up quests here. By the time I did all of that, it was pretty close to an hour. I mean, because there's a lot of high level stuff through here, and I was like fighting along the way, and then I was also kind of dodging them if I could, just kind of going around. So it did take me a while. And even after picking up all the quests, I still had maybe another 10 minutes or so. But I was like, 10 minutes, that's not that long for 6 hours. So I went ahead, waited the 10 minutes. I called out in general chat and I was like, hey, help me capture these towers. Here's why. And some people were like, oh, yeah, that's a great idea. You know, bonus XP. I was like, hell yeah. So we took all the towers when they reset. And of course, we got our 6 hours. And I was like, fuck yeah. So I started doing a whole bunch of quests and everything. And then because I was so focused on the quests, I completely forgot about the layers. Like it's not something I think about all the time. And I was like, oh shit, my inventory is full because I had all my bags completely full. I was like, I need to go sell junk stuff. But on top of that, I also need to sell stuff in the auction house because I don't want to just leave it in my bags. Like I had 3 bags full of stuff that I can auction and then 2 bags of trash. I was like, if I leave just the 2 with the trash, I'm still going to have to like redo it. So I was like, let me just go to the auction house real quick. So I ran to Shathrat City. I transferred over to, or I teleported over to Stormwind, and then I used my hearth. I came back. I ran back down here. When I ran back down here, it relayered me again, and I was in another one where the fucking horde owned the towers. I was like, you gotta be fucking shitting me. So I did get, I think, because I did stay there questing for a while before I filled up my bags. I did get probably about 2 hours out of it, out of the extra XP, but it was bullshit because obviously I didn't get all the towers. So it kind of pissed me off. And now these I'm not really going to be able to do. Let me at least pick up the quest. This you can do daily.
Safe travels.
You can technically do this, I think, as many times as you want. It is a repeatable quest. But it only gives you like a specific amount of reputation per day or something like that. Or maybe the marks are only per day. I don't remember. But either way, all you have to do is you come over here and you capture each one of the towers one time. Now that we got our fast mount, we're going to run over there. I'm just going to capture each one of the towers. I don't care if the horde takes it back. I don't care if they own all 3. I just want to capture it, and then I'm going to go to the next one. Now, I do have to be careful with this because this is an easy way to get sucked into PvP because, as you can see, we had this tower, and the horde already took it back. It's gray again. So that means they landed there, and they're probably sitting on it. They might even be already sitting on this one because this one's been gray. So when I go there, I need to be careful because horde might already be there. And if they are, then obviously I'm not going to be able to capture it, especially if it's more than one person. And especially with a lot of people being level 70 because they hit level 70, and then they come back and they do the PvP shit like this. Because it is easy to get those marks at level 70. It's easy to... Okay, I don't see any horde here. So, it's easy to get... Oh, there is horde. Why is he not popping up for me? He's a level 70. Let him get that. I'm backing off, dude. Chill out. Here, actually, I can just do this because it doesn't give me the bar when I go stealth. So I'm gonna let him capture it. Hopefully, he's just doing it for the quest. He'll fly off. As soon as he flies off, I'll come out of stealth. It'll let me capture it myself, and then we'll go from there. But we'll have to wait and see him capture it or whatever. But yeah. So yeah, people hit 70, they come back here, they do this repeatable quest over and over because of the items that you guys seen there that you can buy with the marks. And then there is also the guy over in Zangarmarsh, which I think is in this area right here, who also uses these same marks, marks of honor hold. So you can use the same marks for that guy over there who actually has a relic. Speaking of which, I have a relic. This relic does absolutely shit for me because I don't have the mangle. However, I can now buy the mangle. I finally put 40 points into it. I put 2 points into here. I did 1 point in here. The next one I get, I will probably put into mangle just because I have this. But the one... The guy over here that I was just talking about that lets you buy stuff for honor. See, he got it. They captured the tower. They captured the tower, and he already flew away. It's because he's just doing it for the quest. So now I can come out of mine. Oh, someone else is here. Please leave so I can just capture it real quick. He's also, oh, he's a 60. I thought it said 70. So he's going to leave. It'll let me capture it. It should. It still has an arrow pointing that. Okay. I'll say there might be two of them here. So here's the bad thing. Because I just want to do this uncontested real quick. I want to capture mine and then I'll fucking let anyone else do it. I'm not really worried about it. Here's the bad thing. I'm in my cat form because I can track humanoids with this. So it shows up here whenever there's someone near me. It'll show like a green dot if it's Alliance. It'll show a red dot if it's Horde. Now, NPCs also pop up red, but you'll be able to see the difference. Like, if it's Horde, it's like red with like a I think it's like a silver ring around the Horde. And if it's an NPC, it's like red and yellow. So, but here's the thing. So, I come here, I capture this. As soon as it's uncaptured, that guy, if he wanted this quest, he could have literally turned around and contested it, and I probably would have stealthed because it's going to be a lot quicker for him to capture it, get his point, and then he leaves, and then I capture it. Because as you can see, it's going to take me a while. Where if I tried fighting him, that would take even longer. Even though I'd probably win because I was 63, or I am 63, he was 60. He can also put a lot of curses and shit on me because he's a priest, a shadow priest, so I'd probably lose against him even at level 60. And like I said, I suck at PvP, so he'd probably still win. But it would take a lot longer to fight him and hopefully win. And then even if that happens, more than likely it might attract more horde over here, meaning I will end up losing this point anyway, and I won't get my thing. So the best thing to do is if there's someone here that you think is going to take forever to fight them, just let them capture it real quick. Like even if you're the one that turned it gray, just go stealth or get out of the area, let them recapture it. They're going to get their point. Hopefully they leave. Some people will camp this area. If they're going to camp it, I would say just leave anyway and just come back when no one is here camping it. But like right now, that guy didn't come back, so it will turn blue here. As soon as it turns blue, I'm gonna leave. There might even be a horde on the outside waiting for it to turn blue, doing exactly what I did, just waiting for it to change for whoever is in here, and then from there, that's it. So okay, and if it's yellow like this, that doesn't tell me if it's horde or alliance, but it means they're flying. Clearly, that's a horde though, but it tells me that they're flying. Specifically on a flight path thing. Okay, so these are NPCs. They're humanoid NPCs. So yeah, red and yellow is an NPC. So red and silver would be a player. And like I said, it doesn't track all NPCs. It is just humanoids. So you do have to be careful with that. There's a horde there who's running, or no, he's on an actual flying mount. Yeah. So that's his flying mount. That is not a flight path. He actually bought that mount. That's why his looks like that, and then the other one was yellow because it was a flying. It was like a flight path thing. Like he can't just stop. That guy could have actually flew down and attacked me if he wanted to. So it basically shows me like if they're neutral, whether they can do something or not. Because that guy was red, meaning he could have came down. He could have attacked me. Is there a guy here? He might be waiting. He's above us. He is still on the point. Dude, can I recapture it real quick? Where'd he go? I'm just too far away from him. He's waiting for it to change so he can recapture it. Either that or it just layered him. Because I don't think you can log off in the air like that. Unless he lagged out. But he's gone. So if he was still here, because that was the 70 Hunter that was at the other one. If he was still here, what I would do, like I said, as soon as this turned gray, I would stealth. I'll let him land because he knows I'm not going to attack him. I'm fucking 7 levels lower than him. So what I would do is I would let him land, let him turn it back red. You can see as soon as he got the one over there, he flew off. So he's just here for the point. So I'll let him land, let him get his mark. As soon as he gets his mark, he leaves, and then I unstealth, and then I turn it back immediately. Like I said, I won't fight him because that'll take forever, and then I'll probably end up dying anyway, and it wouldn't be worth it. But it's kind of a... If they're not an asshole, because a lot of Horde are, although a lot of Alliance are too. I'm not saying it's just Horde, but a lot of people are assholes. If the other person that is from the other faction is not an asshole, it's kind of a mutual understanding most of the time. Like I said, as long as they're not an asshole. So if I would have seen him there, like that's why I started jumping when I was over there. So I ran over here to show him, hey, I'm here. And then as soon as it would have changed, I would have stealth, or I would have shown him, hey, let me jump off here. You get your mark so he can see where I'm at. Because sometimes people don't trust you, and if you stealth, it does kind of look shady. So I would have either jumped off or I would have stealthed. Let him land, let him get his point. Because even with a flying mount, they can also land on top of the thing here. That guy's below me. He's not coming up in here, though. So they can land on top of the post here, and they can even capture it that way, as long as they're touching the ground within this little arena thing. But anyway, I would have let him get his point. He would have flew off, and then I would have unstealthed, and then I would have took it back. So that's how it would have worked. And here comes a guy who's might let me get it, maybe not. He's running past it. Okay, so he's not even going to stay here. He's also on a pretty slow mount from the looks of it. Yeah, I'm just going to get my mark. I don't care if they take it back. Get my mark here. As soon as it changes, we'll have 2. There we go. I got my mark. And I can't jump. There we go. I can't jump up there. We're going to go down here. We're going to capture this last one. I am staying in the cat form because, like I said, I can track humanoids and I can see them. Oh, I feel bad for that dude. He was probably coming over there to get the mark. That is an Alliance player, and there's a Horde player there. So that Horde might change it for him. I don't know. But yeah, no one here. So we're going to go ahead and take this one. With this one, I am going to move over to this tower. That way, if anyone does come, depending on their level, I can either get out of here without them seeing me or something along those lines. Like I said, some people are assholes. I don't really trust it. I'm just here for my marks, and then I'm going to fucking leave. So just kind of stand right here, watch the little thing. Now, with this one, I do have to be careful, though, because I think if they're all the way over here, or if they go into that tower, I think it is possible for them not to show up on my thing, my little radar, because it does only track so far, which kind of sucks. They do have to be kind of close. Honestly, the best place to stand, if you're not really worried about it and you just want to go off your radar, would be right next to the flag, because you're dead center and you can track the entire area around you. But yeah, so level 63, we got our MAME gear. I have been switching out some of my gear. I only have one piece of the set left, which is the gloves. But you can see that a lot of this gear I have been switching out. And the way that I have been doing it is like I even switched out the weapon. The way that I've been doing it is I'll go into my cat form. I'll look here where it says melee. I'll make sure it's on melee. Put it on melee. And then I will highlight this, and it shows you your DPS, your damage per second, that last row there. So we're at 165.5. Basically, what I do is I'll look at the gear I'm currently wearing. I'll see what my DPS is at, and then I will switch it for whatever new piece of gear I got, and then I'll see if that DPS goes up or down. If it goes up, then obviously I'll stay with the new piece. If it goes down, I'll stay with the old piece. If it's literally the same, because that has happened, then I will keep the piece that I have, or at least I was keeping the piece I have, because this is a set thing. So obviously the 2 pieces would have given me 20 extra stamina, so it does help. But I only have the 1 piece anymore. The rest, I didn't necessarily throw away, but I did delete them. You have to actually, I think we talked about this too, you have to actually click on it, click over here, and then type in the word delete. And then here's the thing. This is why a lot of people do capture these 3 towers. While you have the 3 towers, you do get this buff up here. Hellfire superiority increases damage dealt by 5%. And that was the same thing that we got over in Zangamarsh. And I believe when you own this area here that we talked about before, I believe it's the same there too. Also, I'm starting to think that this area is a little bit higher than I thought it was, because we're currently level 63, and this is where all the quests currently are. Like, it still doesn't even show me any here. Actually, there was one the other day. So maybe that was a lower level quest. I might have to switch it to where I can see all the quests. Oh, look at that. And I actually got more. Oh, hey. Nice. I didn't see it because I'm used to tracking it. So with the mining, you can click on this, and it'll pop up as an all yellow thing up there. See it? I'm kind of standing. I'm trying to move away. You see the little yellow circle there now? So that's how you track that. I think this is how... I don't know this because I've never been an herbalist, but I think that's how herbalism works too. I think there's a way to track them, and you can actually like click on it and get like a little yellow thing, or not a yellow thing, but when you're near one, it'll show a yellow thing. But for me, it shows a red circle now because there's nothing there, but I'm close enough to where if there is something there, it'll show up as like a yeah, I see the horde. He wasn't running at me, so I wasn't really worried about it. Plus he's 61, so he's probably like, I'm not gonna fuck with that guy, even though he knows I suck, or he doesn't know I suck. But anyway, so this is what it looks like when there's no node there, at least with the thing that I'm using, which I am using GatherMate, the add-on. It's called GatherMate 2. It'll show red circles when you're close enough, and it'll let you know, hey, there either is or isn't a thing here. If there is, it'll have the yellow thing in there. If not, then it'll look like that. But when you move away, when you're far enough away, it will look like, come on, that. There we go. So it's green because it shows you that, hey, there's a possibility that there's fel iron there. And you're like, oh, well, it's outside of my range, because I don't think even from right here you would see it yet. You might, but I don't think so. So you would have to move closer. And even if you still wouldn't be able to see it, now you can see, okay, that's where it should be, and it'll have the yellow if it's there, or it won't have the yellow if it's not there, like right now. So that is how you can track those. And then the good thing about that is you can see everywhere I have picked up fel iron or where I've seen it, because you don't necessarily have to pick it up. You do have to go and click on it, like this corium. Even though I can't pick up corium, I seen it here. So I went over and I clicked on it because I wanted to be able to track it. So once I get to 375, because you have to be 375 in your mining to be able to pick up the corium, now I know where 2 pieces of corium do spawn. So because they always do spawn back there. So it definitely helps. No. Also, there was another loot thing. I don't remember if I actually used it or not. I think it was called Looty though. But basically, I was trying to find an add-on to where, like, if I scan this mob, because this mob here, I'm not saying he does, but every mob, even in the open world, even like regular boars and stuff, they have a chance if it's part of their loot table. Like every mob has a loot table, basically. There could be a chance that this mob, like any one of these, not just this one, but any one of the ones called the Endangered Hellboar, or deranged Hellboar, any one of these mobs could have a rare drop, and that rare drop might not be known because no one's seen it yet, because no one's gotten it. Usually when something like that happens, people start farming those mobs. They'll just kill it over and over in hoping that they drop it. Like we talked about before in Azeroth, over in Fairless, how I said that a Staff of Jordan is possible to drop anywhere in this area. That is still true. I'm sure there's only certain mobs in the area that drop it, but I don't know which ones they are. So I was trying to find an add-on that shows every single mob, even in the open world, that it shows their loot table. Evidently, one does not exist, which I find that hard to believe. The game's been out for 20 years, and people have not made something like that. But there is one called Looty, Lootie. That one will show you everything you have been able to loot from it. So it won't show the full table of what can possibly drop, but it will show, hey, you picked up this before, you picked up this before, you picked up this before. But it doesn't really help because I'm looking for stuff that I have not picked up before. Ah, shit. This is just an event that happens here. It just goes on for a little bit. Don't get hit directly by one of these. I think it will actually kill you. And obviously if one hits near, oh god, that was close. If one hits near you, you can actually, or if it hits near you, you do take damage and you get stunned like I just was. I think that's it. Oh, I thought I was moved away from that one. But yeah. Anyway, let's come over here. Turn this in. So now we have 9, so that'll be what, 11? 12. I can't count, guys. So I'm going to get 2 gold, 30 silver. I'm going to get an extra 717 honor, and I'm going to get 3 marks. So let me pull all that stuff up for you so you guys can see here. So we're at 13,248. we're at 9 here, and then the gold, we're at 271. So let me go ahead and turn this in.
Be careful.
There's our 12, there's our 5, and there's our 13,965. And now with those extra marks, if we wanted to, we could come in here and we can buy this stuff. Some of it. Just depends. I think I want this ring. Because I can technically use it to replace the one there on the left, but I don't know if it's going to be better at this point. Because before it was a shit ring, it was a blue ring I think that I had from Azeroth, but I got that green one now. So I've just been kind of collecting the marks at the moment. And the only reason I haven't bought this still is because I have no more quests here. Now, like it says, the Hellfire Peninsula and the Hellfire Citadel, you get increased reputation and XP. So if I do the this one, Hellfire Citadel, I can still get reputation and stuff in there if I just run that over and over and over. And that's what a lot of people do is they take that extra 5%, they do all the quests here, and then they run this multiple times. So that's how people are leveling so fast. But there's that, like I said, the 5% there. There's the 5% here with the towers. I do think there's other ones in these ones. This one, I'm not so sure about. Even when we caught the thing before, it didn't really. The only buff it gave us was like a damage buff. It didn't say anything about extra XP or anything. I did look on Google. It said no other zones are like that. However, it was already wrong because, like I just said with this zone, that zone is like that by capturing those towers. So, but I don't know if the other zones like Netherstorm, Blade Edge Mountains, Nagrand, and Shadow Moon Valley have them. I'm not sure about that. This one, like I said, there is a thing here that you can capture, but I don't know if it gives you the extra 5%. I do know when you capture it, there's a vendor there that you can also use marks on. I don't remember if it's these marks. I don't think so. I think it's like marks of Nagrand or something like that. So that is where we are currently at. I feel like I'm forgetting to tell you guys something. I do have mail right now, but I think it was stuff that was expiring. I think it popped up earlier and I just didn't point it out. Yeah, it's just expired stuff. Oh, that sold. No, it didn't. Oh, none of those sold. That sucks. These are all the same things here, but I think hunters will want to buy these if they don't know where to get them from, and they don't need to be what is it called? They don't need to be they don't need to have reputation, like a certain amount of reputation. But I got these from the Spore people that are here in the Grand. There's a Spore village over here. Those ones I didn't do because there's nothing really there for me, and their currency is those glow caps. You can see I was picking up glow caps, but their currency is glow caps. Some of them pay you in glow caps to get more stuff for their better stuff, but none of it really kind of went with anything I'm doing. There was nothing there for jewel crafting. I don't think there was anything there for leather working. At least if there was, it wasn't like actual leather working. It might have been like mail stuff or something like that, because leather workers can make mail armor for hunters and stuff. But yeah, it looks like none of this shit sold. I only bought them for like a gold a piece, I think, and they were selling for 9 at the moment. Yeah, 9.49. There was 2 different ones here: swirling snacks, and what were the other ones? Oh, the clam bar. So maybe one of those sold. Those are selling for 7, and then those are selling for 5. And I just had them, so I threw them in there. But yeah, we're not gonna. I'm gonna leave that stuff in there for now, so I don't have to mess with it. I think that's it. I think that is it. Everything else I have, these two items I am going to sell in the auction house. I do like that right there. Like, look at that. Got 6 of those nether web spider silk. If I sell all 7 of them, 6 of them, that's 47 gold right there just for selling 6 of those. So I'm happy about that. These, they don't say anything on them, but I remembered. You can turn these in for reputation. You remember the bird people that I told you about? I don't know where you turn in those feathers, but once you start getting their reputation, right now I haven't even met them yet. But once you turn in, or once you start getting the reputation, I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, you can turn in these feathers like 5 at a time to get more reputation with them. So I'm just going to hang on to these feathers. If I never find it, fine, I'll delete them. But I'm going to hold on to these motherfuckers until I get to level 70 just in case. Yeah, and then I also did buy some cooking stuff here. I bought some other jewel crafting ones that are still in the auction house, or not the auction house, the bank, because I'm not. Well, actually, I might be. No. I've already used all the ones. I think the next one is like 320, and then the one after that's like 350. The recipes that I have. Oh, that's the last thing I was going to tell you guys. So, not sure if you guys noticed it or not. And actually, it was in the last video. I just didn't point it out because I didn't know. I was talking about messaging the guild and seeing about something. Maybe I was going to message them and see about like, hey, what piece of gear you think I should stay with, whatever. I don't know if I told you guys that. I said something that I was going to message them about something, but I did find another piece of gear, and I was like, let me message guild and be like, hey, should I go with this or this? And I didn't want to equip it because it would have bind on equip. And then I would have had sold it to a vendor anyway, where it was selling for better in the auction house. I went to message a guild, and I was like, hey guys, and then I hit enter like that, and nothing popped up, and I was like, what the fuck's going on? Then I realized I'm not in a fucking guild. These motherfuckers kicked me while I was offline, and I was like, okay. I was like, no big deal, like maybe I'm not for them. So I did this. I went who, I for an I. That's how you can look up a guild as long as you know the guild name. Hit enter, and you can see their guild still exists. So if you hit guild, you can see all the. Well, I guess some of them left. I don't know why. Oh, because they have the word I or something in their name. These two don't. Anyway, all the ones here you can see the guild is I for an I. Their guild leader is usually something goddess. The main one is. Oops. The main one is this person here, Thorn Goddess. She's never on. However, she does play. Oh, why can't I? Oh, there we go. She does play her alt characters. I think the main one she plays is like Sly Goddess or something like that, which that's probably what she's been on lately because. Oh, there she is. Yeah, so this is her. I also don't know if it's a her. It could be a guy just playing a female character, but this is her. And I was like, hey, I messaged her, and I was like, hey, I'm not going to start anything. I was like, I'm not trying to argue or anything. I was like, you mind telling me why I was kicked out of the guild while I was logged off? And what I was hoping, I'm not going to lie, I was hoping this because I enjoyed the guild. They were fun people. They helped me. I've been helping them. I didn't think anything wrong. And I messaged her, and I was like, hey, I'm not trying to start anything. I was like, can you at least tell me why I got kicked out of the guild? And she tried to, like, and I'm not saying this in a bad way. Like, there's nothing bad about this. I'm not trying to point the finger, say it was her fault. Evidently, I was definitely in the wrong, and I'm not arguing with that. And I'll explain that in a minute. But the weird thing about it to me is it's a game. Like, I don't care, but I am curious because obviously if I did something, I'd like to know so I don't do it again, so I don't get kicked out of more guilds. Or at least tell me, hey, do this, whatever. Like, give me a chance, But they waited till I logged off and then they kicked me. So I was like, hey, what's going on? And she messaged me, and this is, like I said, this is the weird part. So she messaged me back, and she was being extremely formal, like it was a job or something. And she messaged me, and she's like, hey, ChaosEclipse, your heart is in the good. Like it was like getting fired from your boss, and they're like writing you like a letter telling you you're fired without trying to be rude, I guess. But basically, she's like, hey, your heart was in the right place. You were PvP oriented. However, there were a lot of complaints, and we had to let you go. I wish you the best. And I was like I replied to her, and again, I wasn't being rude, but I replied to her, and I was like, no offense. I was like, but that doesn't tell me shit. I was like, and I did say it like that, like, because I mean, to me, that's not being rude. It's being honest, and I consider myself a honest person, even if it's brutally honest. I consider myself an honest person. So I was like, hey, not trying to be a dick or anything, or no, that was when I asked about it. But I was like, that literally tells me shit. I was like, no offense, or yeah, that's what I said. I was like, no offense. I was like, that literally doesn't tell me shit. I was like, can you tell me what exactly I did wrong that led to me getting kicked from the guild? And she still kind of beat around the bush, which I didn't appreciate. I wish she would have just told me up front, hey, you did this, so we kicked you. That's not what she said. What she said was, you came off too strong. We had a couple complaints, so we had to let you go. That's what she told me. And I'm like,
You see,
that still doesn't fucking tell me shit. Like, what do you mean I came off too strong? And I think, because I'm not gonna lie to you guys, like if you play games with me or if you've seen other videos, you would understand. Sometimes I can be very sarcastic, and I can also do that in a perverted way. And I think that right there, that second part, me being a bit of a pervert, is what got them. And I wasn't
well,
like, don't get me wrong. When I say pervert, I'm not saying that I was hitting on anyone. I'm not saying that I was messaging anyone asking for their number. Like, it had nothing to do with real world shit. It was in game. However, the shit I said was either not always. Let me clarify that. Not always, but some of it, me being the person I am in a sarcastic way, jokingly, some of it was in a perverted way. The other day, and I think this is what she was talking about. However, she did not say it. The other day, someone joined the group, like three people. Like it said, so and so joined the group. And I don't even know who it was. I don't even remember. But it said so and so joined the group. Her and like three other people were like, welcome. And I typed in welcome. To me, that's fucking hilarious. Let me show you guys. I typed in whale come. That is what I typed in. Nobody said anything. Nobody LOL'd. I was like, okay, that's off limits. Like, that lets me know, hey, don't fucking do that again. I was like, okay, I didn't say anything. Nobody else said anything. From there, that was it. Um, when I was playing, when I was in the guild, I don't think I was recording with you guys. I went back to Azeroth, and I was here in, is it the Badlands? No, Blasted Lands. No, that wasn't Blasted Lands. It was Burning Steps. Where are the Burning Steps? There it is. Burning Steps. You can see here, there's a lot of mithril here. There are dark iron here, and there is small thorium. There's also rich thorium. This is where I finished off my mining. I flew in here. I literally ran this route until I couldn't pick up mithril anymore. I found out that first I couldn't get rich thorium. I seen a couple of them, but I couldn't pick them up right away. I had to do small thorium first, and then I think you needed 15 more on top of that to get the rich thorium. Then I found out that the dark iron, even when you're doing small thorium, still gives you points in your mining. So I was able to get dark iron all the way up to like 298, and I think you get this. I think you can pick up this at like 285. So I was like, oh shit. So every time I seen a dark iron, because like I showed you guys how you can track it, every time I seen a dark iron, a thorium, or a rich thorium, I went and I got it. And someone in the guild, the same guild that ended up kicking me, someone in the guild, her name was Octavia. I think I seen her name in there. Who I for an I. Her name's Octavia. It's spelled a little different though. I'm not seeing her. Mm, I don't know if it's a her. It sounds like a female name, so that's why I'm saying her. She might not be on right now. Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, so Octavia was also doing mining. She was asking, hey, when can you do this? When can you do that? And I messaged her and I was like, hey, what's your level right now? She told me what her level was, and I told her, I was like, hey, I'm getting a lot over here in Burning Steps. Like, I think all the people who were here moved on to Outlands. I was like, so if you want, you can come over here. And she's like, well, I'll let you finish up. She's like, you can go ahead and get that, and then I'll come afterwards. She was trying to do it over in Winter Spring, which she said was okay. And I was like, all right, no problem. I was like, I just figured I'd let you know because I seen you asking about it. She's like, all right, thanks. And we talked for a while. Like, she was like, hey, what level can you do this? What level can you do that? And then she was asking, like, are you getting a lot over there? Is there a lot of people mining? Like, it was just a casual conversation going back and forth. Never hit on her, never said anything, never did anything bad. My point is, I stayed there. Well, I didn't. Staying there had nothing to do with it. But my point is that I helped one of the guildmates. And I feel like that should have been a big impact on whether or not I stayed. On top of that, there's also a guy named Towser, I think it is. Oh, that's Torwalk. Towser. So, oh, look at that. He outleveled me. We were at the same level. He did what I did. He's the one that I was telling you about who annoyed me at first over in the Grand. We were both over here. He's the one that asked me. I told you guys the other day, helping kill like the, what are they called? Uh, what are they called? 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 What are they call the mermaid looking people. I don't remember what they're called. But anyway, he asked me to help him kill the bosses there. So I was like, yeah, I was like, no problem. I mean, at first I didn't help him, but later I ended up helping him. And I helped him do that, and then I helped him later on doing some other quests. So I think that should have also been a factor, not as to whether I get kicked or not. And
Has a price.
my biggest complaint about all of this is none of that was looked into. When she kicked me and when she messaged me back after me asking, her thing was, hey, we had some complaints about you. Not, hey, they said this. And even if she told me who said it, what they said, I wouldn't have argued or anything. I'd have been like, okay, like if it's something that actually happened, I would have owned up to it. But she didn't tell me any of that. And I wasn't going to argue with her, even with the stuff I'm telling you guys now. I wasn't going to be like, oh, I helped them do this. Fuck you guys. Like, I'm not, like I said, I'm not that type of person. So I just kind of let it go. I was like, all right, well, thanks for the info. I was like, I wish you guys the best, and I'll see you around. And she never messaged me back. I was like, all right, cool. It's one of those things. You just don't say shit. So I left it at that. That was it. But yeah, so I am now guildless again. I went back in here, and I. Oh, there's actually something else I want to tell you guys too. I ended up blocking guild invites again because I did start getting guild invites again. If I say anything in chat, people usually realize that I'm guildless, so they start messaging me like crazy. Or I do get the random ones again. There was a guy that messaged me the other day. Where would I find this at? Friends, ignore. This guy right here. Let me. How do you unblock? Player. Okay, Casimir. All right, so let's unblock him. And we're gonna do tell Casimir. Hey. I almost said hey ho. How's it going? Question mark. Okay, so he's on right now. And then we're gonna right click and we're gonna ignore. You guys are like, what the fuck did you just do? Let me explain. So this guy, and this is what I'm gonna start doing to people. I swear to God, I'm gonna start doing this because this is how fucking annoying it is. But it also, like, I mean, yeah, it's kind of a dick move, but it helps them realize how fucking annoying it is. So this guy or girl, whoever the fuck this person is, they messaged me the other day and they're like, hey, I see you're not in a guild. I don't know if you're a new player, don't know, whatever, blah blah blah. And then they messaged a little bit more and they were like, just so you know, we're recruiting. They told me about the guild and everything. I messaged back and I did it in a sarcastic way. I messaged back and I just replied to them. And I was like, hey, I was like, one, you're not in the same area as me. I was like, two, I'm not looking for a fucking guild. I was like, I'm over level 60. I was like, if I was under level 60, that'd be different. I was like, clearly, I don't want to be in a guild, which that's not true because I would have liked to stay an eye for an eye, but whatever. It didn't work out. That's fine. But I messaged them back and I was like, hey, I was like, you probably shouldn't message random people because it's fucking annoying. I was like, so please stop messaging random people. And I left it at that. And yeah, it's a bit of a dick move, but so is messaging random people asking if they want to fucking be in a guild. I'd find it extremely fucking annoying. So that's what I did. They messaged me back and they were being a dick to me, which I understand. But, technically, if they would have never messaged me, it never would have fucking kicked off that way. But anyway, they messaged me back and they're like, oh, you need to take your fucking pills. You're low on your medication or some shit. So I messaged them again. And I was like, you know what? I was like, how about you eat my fucking ass? Like, I told him like that. I don't give a shit, guys. So I told him, I was like, how about you eat my fucking ass? I was like, you're the one messaging me, asking me to be in a fucking piece of shit guild that I've never fucking heard of. I went off on him. I told him a whole bunch of shit. And then I was like, let's see how you like it. And I blocked him. Meaning, if he messages me, it'll say, oh, ChaosEclipse is ignoring you. Like, it'll say that to them when somebody blocks you, it'll say that person's ignoring you when you try to message them back. So now, what I've been doing is I will do shit like this. I'll unblock them, I'll message them, and then I block them again. So when they try to message me back, it's like, hey, you're still being ignored by this person. And it's funny because I told that person, I was like, let's see how you like it. Like, that was the last thing I sent them. And then I blocked them. And then like an hour later, I was like, yeah, it fucking sucks when random ass people message you all the time, doesn't it? And then I blocked them again. So now I did this today. And I'm going to fucking do it for like a week. I'm going to do it for like a week. I swear to God I am. Because the funny thing is, while you're blocking them, they can't block you. So even if he was like, oh, let me just block this dude so he can't message me anymore, he can't do it because right after I message him, I fucking block him. That's how you fucking do it, guys. That's how you fucking annoy the people that annoy you. You hit them with a taste of their own fucking medicine, and either they can fucking handle it or they don't. But I'm fucking tired of it. So that's what I'm gonna start doing. But yeah, now don't get me wrong. If it's someone in the same area, I don't think I'm gonna do that. This guy was not in the same area. He was like in a dungeon or some shit that wasn't even in the same area. The only reason I won't do it to people in the same area is because it is possible that maybe I ran by them, maybe they were in the same town where I was selling some shit and they forgot to message me while I'm there, or they were messaging someone else while I was there. You know, something along those lines. It's definitely possible. So if they're in the same area, I'm not gonna say shit. I'll just be like, no thanks. You know, like it won't be a dick. But if you're in a different fucking area, if you're standing in like Stormwind and I'm out here in fucking Outlands and you're messaging me, that means you're literally standing there in a fucking town and you're just spamming every fucking person who doesn't have a guild. And that shit is extremely fucking annoying. So I'm gonna start annoying them back. That's my fucking game plan. Also, last thing. I know I said the other thing was last thing, but something new popped up. Top of the screen, guys. You see that? So the towers, even though I'm not in that area, they're currently taken. Now, if I go into that area, it still does layer you in a different area, or it layers you into a different thing. I don't know why it's like that. So I need to stay and do all of my quests here in Terakar Forest. If I go into that area, it's going to relayer me. But as you can see at the top, we own all 6 towers. So those are going by minutes. So that's 3 hours and then 39 minutes. So that's not just that's actually hours and minutes there. That's not like minutes and seconds or whatever. That's hours and minutes. So technically, right now I'm getting 5% extra XP, and you can tell about that for 1, the tower, and then 2, this is the thing here. So experience gain increased by 5%, damage increased by 5%, allows capture of spirit shards. So while you own those towers, there's a little event that you can do over there. You can get spirit shards. I do think the spirit shards have something to do with the dungeon in the area, but I honestly don't remember because I haven't fucking done it in forever. But yeah, and I think that's it. I keep saying that, but nothing else popped up, and I'm pretty sure that is it. So that's where I'm at, guys. That's what's going on. I didn't hit 70. I got to 63 and a half. I'll probably at least hit 64 today, but I do got to pick up work tomorrow and everything else, so it's going to cut way back. But I'm going to enjoy the slow grind here. We're still going to be higher than other people, obviously. Even when we do hit 70, there's going to be people leveling slower than us. There's going to be new level 60s coming through the portal and everything, and I'm going to go back and I'm going to be doing the shit that they were doing over here. Not necessarily just capping the towers, but I'm going to do the horrible shit where I'm just going to stand there and I'm going to fucking kill any horde that come in there. Because another thing about those 3 towers in that area that I did not mention, I don't know why I can't click on it from there. Another thing about the 3 towers in this area that I did not mention, while you're defending the towers, like while you're at the towers, if you kill someone at the tower, like the little bars there, and you kill them, you get marks that way too. You get marks and you get, you get marks and you get honor points for killing people at those towers. So I will do that because the other day I did die by a group of 5 people when I was trying to capture the towers the other day, trying to do the daily. So because, like I said, that is a daily thing that you can do. So I'm going to start doing it daily just to get the marks. Like I said, I'm not sure if Nagrand, the area here, I'm not sure if they use the same marks, but the ones in Zangamarsh, the guy that's here, he does use the same marks, and his stuff is a little more expensive, but he does have a relic like this one. You can see that this one has to do with my mango. I don't have mango right now, so it's not really doing anything for me, but I bought it because I do plan on getting mango now that we can get the extra points. The one that is over in Zangar Marsh, this area, the one that's here, they have another relic as well that does, I think it's like 5 or 10 extra damage towards your rake and your claw, which is the first 2 things here that I actually do use. So that's why we'll be picking that one up. But that was like 30 marks or some shit. Excuse me. Sorry. But yeah, that's it for this one. Nice. People are still calling it out. Let me tell him thank you. Whoops. So I've been telling people thank you. Corium is the highest mining thing that you can get. You do have to be 375 in your mining, which is the highest currently. I don't have it, but I still tell people thank you because mentally what I'm doing is I'm trying to encourage them to keep calling it out. So whenever they're in an area, if they're not a miner, if they can't see it or whatever, they know it's a valuable thing. So people have been calling it out, and I've been saying thank you. I might not be the one to get it because obviously I can't get it right now, and someone else is probably already running over there. But I want to encourage people to call stuff like that out, so I do tell them thank you. But that is going to be it for this one. I know long video, but I at least hopefully kept your attention this entire time. I did have a lot to say this time. It wasn't just me playing and a few quiet points or anything like that. I'm pretty sure I spoke the entire time. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. If you did, do me a favor, hit the like, hit the subscribe. If you're not subscribed, don't hit it again if you're already subscribed. Unless you want to unsubscribe, then hit it. I'm not going to stop you guys. However, I would like to disencourage that, so please don't do that. But hit the like button. Oh shit! Unless you already hit the like button too, then don't do that either because that will unlike it. But you can share the video, and you know what? You can share it more than once. So that one you can hit multiple times. You can also become a member, only if you guys want. I do still have member videos of 7 Days to Die that have not been posted. I think they currently have 2 episodes. That is currently the only thing you get as a member. But it is extremely cheap. It's like 99 cents a month. Obviously, like I said, because it costs money, you guys do not have to do that. The best way to support the channel is by liking and watching the full video and then leaving a comment. That is the best way. Even if you're not subscribed, like the full video or like the video, watch the full video. It definitely helps. And then sharing it also helps. So if you guys would like to see anything, if you want to know anything about the game, even if I don't know it, let me know whatever you want to ask. I will try to find out for you guys. I'll do my best, even if it's something I've never done before, something I've never heard. I'll do my best. I'll do research for you guys, and I will answer you in the next video. Keep in mind, my videos are kind of behind. So if you're asking in this video, you'll probably get it in like 3-4 videos. If I remember, which is definitely a possibility. If I remember, I can tag you in the video, and it should pop up on your, like, for your YouTube. It'll say, hey, you've been mentioned in a video or something. So if you guys do have questions and you want answers, ask away. But thank you all for joining me. Thank you for sticking around. Thank you for the comments, the likes, the new subs, everything, guys. You guys have been absolutely amazing. Yeah. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.